The next story that is coming out of Ooni Of Ife's palace right now is the one that I think you guys will like. Following the recent brouhaha that happened at the airport. That resulted in the Queen Naomi and Tadenikawa not getting that boarding pass. We are told that the great Iyamifa herself has weighed in on this matter seriously. You trust that Iyamifa will always be on the side of Queen Naomi, not just because, Queen Naomi is a lady, it is because, she has been unnecessarily, oppressed, if I'm going to use that, or treated, unfairly. Okay, so Iyamifa is well respected by Ooni of Ife, by everyone because she has this strong divining capability to see far away into the future. Okay, so that's her strength, and people respect her for this. So what we are hearing allegedly at this time is that Ooni of Ife told the naked truth. The pain of public rejection is at the root of persistent inconsistencies with Queen Naomi. Let go now, roared Iyamifa. Okay, there's a word I'm trying not to pronounce so clearly here. It has to do with when you don't want someone. So I'm going to repeat this again. Ooni of Ife told the naked truth. The pain of public rejection is at the root of your persistent inconsistencies with Queen Naomi. Let go now, roared Iyamifa. Iyamifa was rumored to have made this startling assertion when she heard that Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo were unable to board en route to Switzerland owing to the issues relating to Kabiesi. Okay? I'm sure you guys heard that story, earlier on. So it is alleged that when this got to Iyamifa's knowledge, she made this comment that the pain of public dash dash dash. You remember that Instagram post? That has been termed by a lot of people as one sort of a rejection or the other. Okay, so she's saying that maybe that is part of the cause of all this back and forth thing. So according to the source, Iyamifa was embittered because she felt Queen Naomi has not deserved this new twist. Having just surprised Kabiesi with that Tadenikao's beautiful hamper. I spoke about that in our last video. You recall that hamper that Queen Naomi sent on behalf of Tadenikao. So she was heard to have queried, saying, what suddenly happened? I've also asked this question on my own. What suddenly happened? It's just a day or two after. She went further to ask, how long will Kabiesi continue on this Tadenikao custody trajectory? My king should know better that there is no way Queen Naomi will release him, and that she is in full support of her action on this. Iyamifa was further rumored to say the best person to take care of Tadenikao is Queen Naomi, and that nothing will befall him. And that fear of not allowing Tadenikao to be under another man's tutelage is a fallacious and untrue narrative. Yeah. If Yamifa is saying this, you better believe her. All this idea of say, I don't want Tadenika to be under any man's tutelage. I don't want another man, blah, blah, blah. Iyamifa, who sees far ahead into the future, is saying that such narrative is fallacious and very, very much untrue. This is what we are hearing at this time. So Iyamifa has spoken well, and it's good this advice is coming from the great Iyamifa herself, who Kabiesi respects a lot. I'm sure you guys know this. But sometimes it feels the reasons for some of these persistent challenges between both of them, I mean, between Kabiesi and Queen Naomi, transcends, Tadenikawa's custody. Because sometimes you look at it, I don't think it's looking like it's not just about Tadenikawa's custody. It's looking like there are deeper issues. And that's why some people would easily believe in that narrative that possibly maybe that Instagram post and that feeling of say, okay, someone have been publicly rejected somehow or the other, is part of the reason why every action of our dear Kabiesi tend to point towards like someone trying to, make amends or try to, revenge or something. I don't know, but I'm sure you guys will even know better. Okay, sometimes one is left with the inescapable conclusion that perhaps that Instagram post and the damage it caused is still reverberating in the head of our dear Kabiesi. Who knows? Who knows? Recall it was a very devastating and unprecedented blow, the first in the history of the Ife kingdom. Yeah, because this is the first time an Ooni of Ife is being told, I don't want you again in a public forum like an Instagram. I think this is the very first time. And like you all know, that announcement that came at that time was so, so devastating. And even know any other person that our dear Kabis that come out in the past to say that, look, I was, that situation, was so bad that a lot of people begin to look at him that, look, he doesn't have the capacity to have a wife and stuff like that. Okay. So it was also rumored that it was the first time Kabisi ever had such experience, as he always has his ways with women even before ascending the throne. You can imagine this. So we won't bore you with the fallout or collateral damages that followed the Instagram post, but one will expect that Kabiyesi, being our father, should and ought to let go. Yes, you ought to let go from that. So it is in this context I salute Iyamifa for asking Kabiyesi to let go. Because if it is all about the Instagram page and the Instagram post and the need to maybe pay back or blah blah blah, I think he should just move on. If you ask me. So looking at the most of the decisions since that post that Kabiyesi has made, they all look that they are geared towards dealing with the collateral damages that was left by that post. Okay, recall that after that time, after Kabiyesi was able to regain himself, the very first next action was to, come up with the CISO lorries, and it looked like something trying to like pepper them stuff. Maybe I have to have six at the same time, five or six at the same time, in order to prove that, look, I don't have problem with women. If I can get more than one, two, three, maybe that was it. And again, who knows, maybe those ones that we have are still not enough to pay to avenge that Instagram post. Maybe that is why we are now hearing that more lorries are coming. Then there's this issue of clinical custody. All these issues that are coming up, maybe it's still, because of that anger that has not been let to go completely. So that is why I'm in agreement with Yamifa that honestly, our dear KBC must let go, like right now. So at this junction, let me ask, why do people struggle with the pain of rejection? Why do we? I've had rejection, many times in my life, and I can tell you that, some of them were really very, very devastating. It took me a long time to overcome some of them. I don't think there's anyone that likes rejection. Not to talk of someone, of the caliber of the person we are talking about. But why is handling rejection always a Herculean task, even for the toughest of men? Well, I leave this question to those of you who are listening to this video at this time. Why is it that, especially for men, why is it extremely difficult for us to handle rejection in a much more better way? Why? So, what do you people think is the way forward? Do you agree with Iyamifa that our dear Kabiyesi must let go at this time? I totally agree to that. There has to be a closure to this whole thing, so that he too can get his own peace and sanity back. We need to go, we need to move on. Every one of us, we all need to move on from that thing. So this is what we are hearing at this time. And I want to thank the great Yamifa for being able to talk to our dear Kabiyesi on this. And I hope that he listens this time. So I'm going to see you soon. Bye bye.